Ooh. Hey y'all. Today I'm in my childhood bedroom back in New York, and I left my camera back in Texas, but I gotta film that weekly video. I didn't think I was gonna be in New York this long, but here I am. So today I have a really fun idea that came to me. What I originally thought I was gonna do was I was gonna do like a deep dive on each OG Roni housewife and kind of go into each of them. But then Andy Cohen made a cameo on American Horror Story Delicate. And Lisa Rinna is scheduled to be in Tapeworm, the episode of American Horror Stories. And I thought, what other Bravolebrities would I put in each season of American Horror Story? So I'm just going to go down the line, each season of American Horror Story, and then I'm going to explain not necessarily why I feel like the housewives would fit in each season, but I'm going to give them a subplot, and you're going to see the vision, alright? So, obviously starting off, we have Murder House. And in Murder House, I want to see Mary Cosby from Salt Lake City.
Women.
Now, Mary Cosby is first lady of her church. And really, I'm just picturing her in one scene. Because I actually had a hard time figuring out, like, who would fit into the vibe of Murder House, and I didn't really know. And then I remembered the scene where Vivian, played by Connie Britton, is talking to her nurse in church, and the nurse tells her that she saw that the baby had hooves. And if I was in charge, I would have them both look over, and Mary Cosby is giving a sermon. A very powerful sermon that reduces Vivian to tears, and the nurse next to her goes a little psychotic, keeps going off about the Antichrist, whatever, and that forces Vivian to leave. But Mary Cosby's sermon, that's power. That is powerful. So then we have Asylum. And let me tell you, the earlier seasons of American Horror Story were definitely harder to put a housewife in. But then I remembered another Salt Lake queen named Meredith Marks.
You think that her cousins are afraid of her? That they have a certain level of fear?
I wouldn't give her much to do. I would just have her be like a background inmate of the asylum who occasionally comments on what's going on with that kind of strange, droning accent of hers that goes in and out of multiple dialects. And I don't think anyone would question her there. That's all she would do. Yeah, she'd just be in the back, talking about the rumors and the nastiness about Miss Land and Banana. And I'm fine with that.
What?
For Coven, we kind of have a very obvious choice, and I'm gonna go with it. It's Carlton from The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
You thought the star on the back of my neck was a Jewish star when you know I'm bloody Wicca, so please, bullshit.
She is a witch. And that's kind of really all that you need to be in Coven, right? So yeah, she'd be my pick for Coven. But can I say, what the hell were they doing with Wraith and Larva appearing on Kyle's computer and then saying it was like magic and stuff?
Bigot. Travesty. Rape.
Larva, what is this in my computer?
That's scary.
Why was my computer doing that? That was really weird.
What was that, actually? I think that, like, takes the cake for being, like, the weirdest housewife subplot that I've come across. And there's a lot of them that just, like, don't matter or make sense or, like, should not be on TV. But Carlton trying to, like, curse and hex Kyle is a little strange for a show called The Real Housewives. It's going to, like, borderline, like, scripted territory. And that's why I was like, I know that these could probably be scripted, but, like, you're making it a bit more obvious with this one. But Carlton, she can cast any spell she wants in Coven. She'll fit right in. Then when we get to Freak Show, and there may be an obvious choice.
Well, let me tell you something, Heather. The only thing...
Keep it together, Aviva.
The only thing that is artificial or fake about me... This. I'm sick of it. I am sick of you all accusing me. I'm done.
I'm not going to make that choice. I would like to see Kim Richards in Freak Show.
I'm tired of your goddamn mouth. You're a big, stubborn old man. Shut up.
I really stand by the fact that I think Kim Richards is an actual incredible, great actress. I saw a clip of her acting alongside Christina Ricci. I don't know the name of the movie, but it's a clip on YouTube.
You need money again?
I really loved seeing Kim as, like, kind of like a white trash mother.
You're both white trash, quite frankly.
And I think that kind of character could fit somewhere in the world of Freak Show. Maybe a townsperson who's against the Freak Show being in town, who's kind of outspoken about it, and maybe kind of gets a little bit, like, evangelical. Taxi! Or maybe she's an outcast herself, not necessarily a freak, but more of like a carny type who becomes a member of the Freak Show and has been traveling with them for a while and kind of is a caretaker in a different way than Elsa Mars, Jessica Lange is, but more of like a familial sibling type of relationship that they have instead of like a matriarchal relationship. So yeah, Kim is definitely getting the biggest role out of all these so far. I'm sure that Carlton the Witch would kind of be around, but they'd kill her off early. I think if Kim stayed in that like sibling relationship with the freak, she'd be around until the mass shooting at the end. Have you noticed that like Housewives and American Horror Story are two giant obsessions of mine yet? Well, we're gonna keep going. Okay, at first I didn't know who I wanted in Hotel. And then I came up with 3 options, and I'm keeping all 3 because this is my video, this is my list, and I can do what I want. So the first one, Tom Sandoval.
Tom Sandoval.
Oh, no, but I fucked Tom Sandoval to get on this show. Oh, can I say that?
Tom Sandoval is going to play, maybe in a flashback, or maybe in present day, he's going to play a heroin addict. A junkie. And if it's in a flashback, he's playing one of Sarah Paulson's friends that she does drugs with, or she's playing someone that she sells drugs to from the hotel in present day. He's like a bag of slime, and I just think he'd do well playing a heroin addict. The next... So actually, there's really 4 people I want to see in a hotel. The next one is a coupling, though. And they don't have to do much. They just kind of have to be there. Maybe like a one-liner here and there. But they're on a long vacation there that lasts for a couple episode stints. But it's the McCords from Real Housewives of New York.
My husband is Simon Van Kempen. We are so close. Sometimes it can seem like we're one person in 2 bodies almost.
I remember Jill, when they redid their house in Brooklyn, called their house a vampire den. What else is a vampire den? The Hotel Cortez. So I just kind of want to see them around. There's no one else in like Bravo history that has the same kind of zany, wacky energy that the McCords bring to the table. And I think they'd fit right in with like the cornucopia of camp and glamour that Hotel was. And the final person I want to see in Hotel is a cameo. There is a fashion show at the end of Hotel, put on by Will Drake, played by Cheyenne Jackson. I believe Sarah Paulson, Angela Bassett, Jessica Liu, they're all walking the carpet. I would like to see Ramona Singer there.
When Ramona walked out, she looked like an alien invaded her body.
So, that's her. That's my little cameo for her. Next up is Roanoke. Before we get into Roanoke, I should probably tell you my favorite season of American Horror Stories is Asylum, followed by NYC, and then Freak Show. So that's like kind of my taste level for American Horror Story. My favorite Bravo show used to be The Real Housewives of New York, and then they destroyed it with the reboot. But The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City is my number one. I don't just watch The Housewives, obviously, as you see, Tom Sandoval was mentioned, but I also watch Below Deck. You'll get a couple of those in there, and, you know, we'll see. But anyways, for Roanoke, I would like to see Kyle Richards. And I think this would be fun because in the first 5 episodes, they're doing the mockumentary, like I Witnessed a Ghost story. She can play a character through that. I don't know what character. I'd kind of love to see the character she played in Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends, kind of that kind of character, like a masculine-esque bartender. Like, I like it, but I don't know where she'd necessarily fit. But she is in the mockumentary playing a character. Maybe she's like one of Sarah Paulson's yoga friends, or she's a co-worker of Cuba Gooding Jr. or something. I don't know. She's doing something, and she's there. Then, when it flips to Return to Roanoke, she's playing herself. And she goes in the house, and she's playing herself in the house with all the other people who are playing the actors of the reenactments. The actors in the reenactments, obviously Kyle Richards, who acted in My Roanoke Nightmare, is going to return in Return to Roanoke as Kyle Richards. And that's where I think it would be meta and fun to just see Kyle Richards trapped in a house, terrorized by colonial ghosts. I mean, come on. You want to see it too. You want to see it too, I know. All right, now we're on Cult. For Cult, I would like to see Heather Gay from Salt Lake City.
We should really toast to, like, burning in hell. Let's do
Yeah.
it.
Because it kind of mirrors what she's going through in real life, leaving Mormonism. I could see her playing a character similar to Leslie Grossman, this kind of disenfranchised woman who doesn't really know what to believe. She's kind of losing a lot of her beliefs. She's kind of lost in life, and she ends up in Kai's right-wing misogynist cult. I do see her breaking free of the cult, or at least trying to, when she really notices just how much it isn't her beliefs, and she was just trying to look for something to believe in. And I think that's an interesting plot line. And also just an interesting thing about her as a person and her story, and what makes her such an intriguing person to watch on real TV, because you really do get to see her in real time kind of battle these religious beliefs that she was brought up in and didn't have a choice. she didn't have a choice but to believe them. And obviously you see her dealing with her own kind of morals versus faith versus outside forces, and it's really interesting. I think she's one of the more interesting people we've seen on Housewives. So I really admire her for that. And I do really want to get around to reading her book, Bad Mormon, but when will that be? I don't know. But Heather Gay, I love you. You're kind of an inspiration. So then we get to Apocalypse. And for Apocalypse, I was thinking I would like to see Lisa Vanderpump.
You can stab me in the back, but whilst you're there, kiss my ass.
And I think I would maybe honestly take Joan Collins out of the second half and have Lisa Vanderpump play Bubbles McGee. And if you still want Bubbles McGee, which is also my favorite name in the entire American Horror Story canon, Bubbles McGee. Are you kidding? I would, if you want to keep Joan as Bubbles McGee, I would have them recruit another witch who is of similar kind of glamour and camp and like has that humorous side to her, to help bring the warlocks down. But yeah, Lisa was really the only one I could see fitting. Yeah, I can't even think of another one off the top of my head. So Lisa Vanderpump, Apocalypse is yours, babe. Then we get to 1984. And the person I envisioned for 1984, I think could have a major role, at least in the first half, when it's just the 1984 half, not the 1989 half. It's Eddie Lucas from Below Deck.
Oops. I put pina coladas down like water. They're nice. What is that thing? Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Off the top of my head, which, by the way, what a fine man. Off the top of my head, he's one of the only people who, like, fits the looks of the season. I could see him rocking the shit out of, like, what Matthew Morrison and Gus Kenworthy are prancing around the woods in the whole season. So I could see him maybe being another counselor or something, like a head counselor or a nurse's assistant or something, or like he's a chef. Not Chef Birdie, but like he's like a assistant to Chef Birdie or something, and that's how he's there. He does not survive the night, and I guess he would come back as a ghost in 1989. But yeah, that's who I see. I don't know who else would fit the aesthetic. He just has that like boyish, fun charm about him. That seems to be the vibe of the season. So, Eddie Lucas, 1984. You know, if I was to make a slasher, like, I would just give him a call and be like, hey, want to dress in some, like, in, like, a crop top and short shorts in the woods and, like, get covered in blood for a little bit? Eddie? You still there, or? No. So, for double feature, I obviously have to split up the two stories. So you have Red Tide. For Red Tide, it's similar to the Meredith Mark situation. This person will have no impact on the storyline whatsoever, but they will be there in the back, commenting occasionally, and that is Dorinda Medley. Nope. She's very big in New England. She's got Bluestone Manor in the Berkshires, and they have one of, like, the central locations, to me at least, in Red Tide is the restaurant that they frequent in Provincetown. I forget the name of it off the top of my head, but they have some people with some one-liners in there. They have, like, a frottage one-liner, and they have, like, the gay hooker at the bar. They have people singing, karaoke. You can fit Dorinda Medley sipping a martini and just like commenting on weird shit she's seen in the town or something. I think that would be hilarious. You can have like Francis Conroy and Evan Peters go up to the mic, and then just her in the corner be like, ugh, they're starting. I think that would be funny. I just want like a drunk Dorinda Medley stabbing herself.
Wait, really?
See, that's the gangster shit we're looking for all day today. That was good.
Look at this. I've cut my hand.
Oh my God, what is going on?
I stabbed my hand.
What are you talking about? How did you stab your own hand?
Stab my hand.
But how? You stabbed the table.
I somehow stabbed my hand.
And then like Finn Whitrock goes like, and he smells the blood, and he just like starts licking her hand, and she's like freaking out, and then she's like, oh, and she's like, you know. Yeah, I think that would be fun. So then for Death Valley, obviously there's the 50s portion and like the modern day portion. I'm not going to put anyone in the 50s. I think for modern day, it's time for the next generation of Bravo to come through. We're going to cast Brooks Marks and Avery Singer.
Hi, I'm Brooks Marks, and you might know me as the scene stealer from The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
Avery Singer will like violently die on the initial camping trip in the valley. Perhaps she'll like trip on one of the cows that got cut in half, and then like her head cracks open. Brooks Marks, I think he'll make it pretty far. And I think he'd side with the aliens, oddly enough. I don't know if he would live through the ordeal of childbirth, considering none of the men survived that, but he would fight his hardest. I do believe that. For NYC, which in my opinion should just be called New York City, you'd obviously be like, oh, he's gonna pick one of the Housewives of New York and blah blah blah. No, sorta, kinda. I'm gonna pick Harry Dubin.
Oh, look at Harry. Oh my God, he's coming in for the kill.
So he dragged you into the bathroom at the Regency?
I don't know.
He did. You kissed him back?
I don't want to be involved in all that.
For those unaware, Harry Dubin is this like mystical figure in the original run of Real Housewives of New York. He's kind of like a MacGuffin of sorts. He's this man they always mention. Half of them or most of them have dated him. He gets around the socialite scene, you know. They play pin the tail on Harry Dubin. So I just want him in the back of some bars, like that weird bar that Dennis O'Hare's character like frequents, where we're first introduced to him. I could see him just like sauntering around there. I don't think he'd be in the bathhouse scenes per se, but like when they're in a bar, I want Harry Dubin in the back. When you're in a bar, Harry Dubin's gonna be in the back. When you're in a bar, Harry Dubin's in the back. Next, and finally, we get to Delicate. And obviously Andy Cohen himself is in Delicate, so you honestly don't need to add another person. But if I were to, I was kind of struggling. I was like, who? We already got Kim Kardashian. There's a bunch of reality people. I kind of want to see Hannah from Below Deck. I don't know why. I just feel like she fits it. And I kind of want her to play someone who Emma befriends in the IVF clinic. And they both have a little bit of a struggle, but they only talk in the lobby. So it's like, is this person real, or is she a figment of Emma's subconscious, like that is being conjured to make her feel safer and make her feel more seen and heard? But yeah, that's the entirety, I guess, of American Horror Story and who I would like to see in it. Let me know what you think you'd see. Let me know who you'd cast in the comments, first of all. let me know what they be doing, and let me know how you're liking American Horror Story Delicate. Let me know if you're excited for Real Housewives of Beverly Hills to come back. Let me know who your favorites on Salt Lake City are. Let me know if you're gonna watch Roni Legacy. Let me know what city you want to see be a housewife city next. I'll tell you what I want to see. I love, like, Real Housewives of, like, Wyoming. Just, like, desolate. And, like, almost like, yeah. No, you get the vibes. I don't want to see it about rich people. I want it to be, like, a friend group of wives in Wyoming who are, like, upper middle class, but they, like, really get into it because what's in Wyoming? I don't know. Do you know? Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, and I'm sorry that it's not on a camera, but if you enjoyed it, give me a like, subscribe. I'm gonna keep doing this. If there's any other Housewives topics I can talk about, let me know. If you want to hear more about what I think about American Horror Story, let me know. My name's Peter, and I'll see you next Sunday. Bye.